Hello fellow dragons, it's your local dragon lady and it is ban list season and I finally get to make my wish list unlike the past few seasons. This has been an odd season indeed with the pandemic still raging on and organized events are still on hold, but I still think it's important for Konami to continue making ban lists because we want a healthy format to return to. We've seen how the online format is playing out and the live version often mirrors that. If the online events are seeing unhealthy play, then it should be reined in. No one wants to return to a game that isn't fun to engage in. And while I understand Konami wants people to buy their new cards, you can't build a business on a game that no one wants to play. So without further ado, here's my wish list.
Woohoo! Hooray!
The first card I think that should be banned is Block Dragon. All I have to mention to justify this is an Emancipator. While it is a new deck, it's been dominating the meta online. I've not gone against it enough to make an educated guess on what should get hit. Researcher, maybe, but Block Dragon has to go. Like the Emancipator cards, Block Dragon is an Earth Rock monster, so it synergizes perfectly. To summon it, you only need to banish 3 Earth monsters from your grave, hand, or both. To make matters worse, its grave effect is a soft once per turn. And if we learned anything from Red Eye's Darkness, that's not a good thing. Crystalline Needle Fiber.
Oh, dear God, no!
Yeah, I know. We all knew this card was crazy in the OCG, and now that we have it in the TCG, it's just madness. Even though we're only playing online events, Needle Fiber is the kind of card that if gone uninterrupted, it results in a board that has 3+ negates. And while I understand that the break my board format is a reality of Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, that doesn't mean I like it, and it's cards like Needle Fiber that will just keep the trend going. Yes, I have played such decks on occasion, but it didn't feel all that great, which is why I often stick to gimmicky break the meta style decks. The big problem, however, is Needle Fiber was newly released in Duel Overload, just as the quarantine started, so we haven't had any in-person events yet to gather any data on it. But online play data speaks volume, so something has to be done with this card. So now that I've said my piece on Needle Fiber, if nothing happens to that card, here are a few that should get attention, either a ban or a limit. Martial Metal Marcher. Don't lie to yourself. This card's a problem, and you know it. Metal Marcher is basically a synchro version of Needle Fiber. Once it's summoned, you can target one tuner in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. The effects are negated, but that doesn't matter. The level of that tuner means you can sync off or link off into something else, just like Needle Fiber. Next is Jet Synchron, another card I think that should go if nothing happens in Needle Fiber. Jet Synchron can be used to sync off into 2 monsters in the same turn, once while it's on the field, and again by special summoning it from the grave with the cost of 1 card from your hand. This is pretty much the same thing as Glow Out Bulb, and that card's cost is just the top card from the deck. Jet Synchron is just a 1-card combo that can result in just about anything, from negate boards that involve other synchro monsters to ranking up into true king of all calamities. If you have just 1 Jet Synchron in your opening hand going first, you pretty much have game. And even if you don't, you can still do combos to get Needle Fiber out and search for it anyway. If Glow Out Bulb and Steam the Cloak stay banned, then Jet Synchron should get the X too. Moving along. So what else do I think should get banned? Well, how about Mecha Phantom Beast and Ling Cross? I place these cards together because they both pretty much do the same thing. Generate tokens to your side of the field during the main phases. And I'm sorry, any card that does that just isn't healthy. Number 42, Galaxy Tomahawk was a prime example of this and it got banned. Even Scapegoat, while its tokens has to survive a turn before you can do anything with them, it was still strong enough that it had to be limited to 1. Just ban these cards. I don't know why Konami thought it was a good idea to make them to begin with, and I don't care that these cards are new. Now, what to limit? Sayuja's Skull Dread. No, I'm not letting this one go. Being able to draw more than 4 cards in 1 turn and customize your hand is just crazy. Limit it to 1, now! Mystic Mine still comes up online. Not as a deck in on itself, more like a tech card like it is in Sky Strikers. Despite how much hate it gets, I still stand by Mystic Mine. In 1 card, it does what combo decks takes 5 minutes to do. Though it would not bother me if it did take a hit of some kind, it's still searchable by other means. Next to limit to 1 would be a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Yeah, just look at this card. Just gaze on its beauty. So hear me out. Red Lotus may be an old card, but it's been seeing a lot of play lately and I can see why. It adds more control to back row decks like Eldritch. If you pay 2,000 life points, you can look at your opponent's hand and banish one card till your opponent's next end phase. The effect may come at a cost, but it really pays off if you set the card on your first turn. On your opponent's standby phase, you can activate Red Lotus to banish a key card in their hand. A combo piece, or maybe even a hand trap to ensure that your own plays go through. Either way, a pointer of the Red Lotus is underrated, and I think knocking it down to 1 would be fair. Next would be Herald of the Arclight. If Metal Marcher doesn't take a hit, Arclight should be limited to 1. With Master Rule 5 in effect, getting multiple Arclights is ridiculously easy to do thanks to Needle Fiber and Metal Marcher. Herald of the Arclight is an Omni-Negate, and sending it to the grave gives you a free search for a ritual, magic, or monster card. As a ritual duelist, you think I want Arclight to stick around, but getting multiple Omni-Negates on the board is a problem, and I think such opportunities to do so should be limited. When it comes to Elbridge decks, I've dueled against them a few times online, and I can't say that I have any issues with them. As I film this video, I have not lost to them yet. I don't know if it could be how they were built, or they have not incorporated a lot of interruptions, who knows. But if I had to pick a card to help balance the consistency, it would probably be Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. Not only can it be used in generic zombie decks, but in Eldritch, it can give you more access to Golden Land, Magic, and Trap cards, and depending on what you search, it can be devastating. Now the next is a group of cards that I'm sure will generate a ton of debate. The Invoked Engine. I think it should take a hit, but which cards and how many? Should we only allow 1 Alistair? Ban Magical Meltdown? Limit Invocation? Let me know what you think in the comments below, because Invoked has been generating a lot of buzz lately, and I personally would not mind if something did happen to them. As to what to remove from the list, the only card I can think of is maybe ABC Dragon Buster. I guess Konami got terrified for its success in Master Rule 5, but I honestly have not encountered it online, and I've not heard of anyone else who has. So maybe Dragon Buster can come off its leash after all? Well, my dragons, that's all I have for this ban list season. So what cards would you want to add or remove or limit, semi? Do you think Konami should even go ahead and make a new ban list due to the lack of organized play? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to be a good sport, play the game, not the fame. See ya! Thanks for watching! If you like what you see, subscribe and be sure to click on the bell for notifications. You can also check me out on Facebook. The link is in the description below. Happy dueling!